find me. Okay, morning everyone. I think I'm now live. I am just going to find you all on my iPad and then I can watch the comments along. Okay, I found you. Found me even. Okay, morning everybody. Welcome to my Thursday morning live stamping. I always like to hold some live sessions every week, so if you're watching me on YouTube you can find my regular Facebook. Sorry, I'm just stopping the notifications on my phone. If you're following me on YouTube, that's great. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You can find me on Facebook by searching for Stampin' with Stacey Marsh. So today I have one little card for you, and it's using the hot dog stamp set again. So I started with this last night, and I really loved the cards that I made, and so I've carried on with that this morning. I also had a little photo shoot with Dave the Dash End this morning as well, and I'll share more about that later. So I'm quite often asked where I get my inspiration from. Where do you find all these different ideas and where do you get them from? And I tend to say things like Pinterest, social media, Instagram, but actually I forget that our catalogues are the best source of inspiration because there's so much in them, and some of it, and it's all aimed at various different levels of crafters. So if you're a beginner, there's something for you. If you are a really experienced crafter, there is something in there for you. So this morning I've taken my inspiration from the mini catalogue, and I hope you like what I've made. So I will turn my camera around so you can see my desk and we will make a start. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. Baz, that's really made me chuckle. It took me a while to realise what you meant. I find mine from Stacey Marsh. Thank you, Baz and Bev. That's really kind. It's great that I inspire you. It really is such a comfort to me. So bear with me. I'll change my screen and we can get started. Oh, I haven't plugged my phone in. Let's plug my phone in. I don't want my battery to die whilst we are midway through. So this is my card for today. So I've used the hot dog stamp set again, and I've added in one of the extra accent stamps as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You'll see that I've used a cutting technique for my DSP. So I'll show you where I got my inspiration from. So this is the mini catalogue. Looks like this. This is my studio copy, so it's a bit tatty. You can request one if you haven't got one already, a paper copy, and you live in the UK. Just send me your address and I'll get one in the post to you. This is valid until the end of June. So flicking through like you do, and this is where I found my inspiration. So I'm looking through thinking I quite fancy using the subtles today, and this card here, can you see it? Really, really subtle. I love that background. I think that background is the Fine Art Floral DSP. But if you see, it's got some really interesting cuts, and I thought, oh, how have they done that? Have they used a die? You know, what have they done? And over here, you've got an idea of exactly how they've made it. So they've basically cut a piece of the DSP in a rectangle, and then they've just cut it with their trimmer. So how amazing is that? So not only have they given you the example, they've given you a little bit of an insight as to how they've made that background. So I'm going to recreate that for you today. So this is my card. I'm going to start with a base of basic white. Okay. And I'm going to cut my little scraps, and I'm going to cut my card base. So this is a 10-fold card. So I'm going to use my trimmer. I'm going to line it up with the long edge at the top, and I'm going to score at 14.9 centimetres. Okay. And then turn, and we're going to cut at 10.5 centimetres. That then gives you 2 card bases from 1 piece of cardstock. Okay. The trick with 10-fold cards like this is to really make sure that your centre fold line is really crisp. Otherwise, it will just, and I'll demonstrate this for you, if you just fold it over, it will splay out and keep going. You'll end up with almost a flat card. So just make sure with these 10-fold cards that that score line is really crisp. So use your bone folder for that. Now, have used from my background this DSP. This is a great male birthday card as well. I know quite a few people comment and say, I don't do mail cards, I buy those. Well, we need to stop that, girls. So this is the Flowers for Every Season DSP, which was one of the first things I bought from the annual catalogue back in May last year. My gosh, might even have been 8 before that. I can't remember when we did pre-order. But they are really, really busy patterns, which you can tell how much I love them because how many I've got left. But what I do love is some of these background papers, and these all coordinate with the new 2020 to 2022 in colours. I think I've used the Magenta Madness background one, which would make sense as it's my favourite colour. So yes, they coordinate with all of those lovely, lovely new in colours. So I have used the Misty Moonlight piece, and I'm going to use the Just Jade piece. So it's got a nice little subtle spot or speckle pattern to it, and let's make sure we've got our measurements right. So our card base measures 10.5 centimetres wide by 14.9 centimetres long. So all I have done is I have taken that measurement down by 1 centimetre. So I'm going to cut this at 9.5 centimetres, and I'm going to cut it at 13.9 centimetres. Please excuse my next door neighbour doing his gardening. He's mowing the lawn, or he might be jet washing. I think he's jet washing. Lovely. Thanks for that, Andrew. So if we line that up with our card front, we've got a good border. Now obviously we need to allow for this extra spacing. So then, and this is all done by eye, we're going to quite simply just cut our DSP. Okay. So we've got one piece, and I'm going to cut this piece down there, and then this top piece I'm going to trim a bit off. This one as well. So you can cut as many times as you like. Okay, so we have our now strangely cut piece of DSP, and then like a jigsaw puzzle we're going to quite literally just pop it back onto our card front. Wondered what that noise was. Yes, I'm so sorry, girls. It's very inconvenient of him. I'll have a word later. Okay, so now we're going to put that all back together. So I'm going to use a little bit of Tombow. So this is a little bit like the scrappy strip technique that Bruno Bertucci shared and has become a little bit of a crazy phenomenon. Yes, he's finished. Nope, he's carrying on. Tracy, my next door neighbour, she's a little bit of a sun worshipper, so I think as soon as that sun comes back out properly, she will be in her garden. I'm just lining it up, and it's up to you if you choose to have the same width between your pieces, or if you want to do a little bit of a narrow and a wide piece. Okay. A couple of people saying clever idea. I wish I could take credit for this, but I can't. I took my inspiration from the catalogue. And then our last little piece at the bottom. So you can see that some of our pieces aren't lined up. We've got a little bit of a bigger border between some, but I think that's part of the fun of this technique. Okay, so there we have our little background. Now, when you then put your die cut piece over the top, it brings it all together, because a lot of the focus is on these little points here. So once you put your die cut piece over the top, it brings it all together, and I think that's really, really fab. Now before we stick this down, we're going to stamp directly onto our die cut piece, and this is one of the Stitched So Sweetly dies, one of my most favourite sets. Really nice scalloped rectangles, and then you've got some other fun shapes, one of the ones of which I used last night. So this one here is also from the same set. Okay, I made this card during my last night's live. I love it. I've got a little photo shoot with Dave and that card to share with you. It'll be on my page later on. So we've inked our stamp, and we're going to go with a little sitting down dog for today, and we're going to stamp that, try and get him or her straight. Okay, and there we have our cute little dachshund. So I'm using the Cinnamon Cider Stamping Blends, which is also one of the 2020 in colours, so coordinates really nicely with these papers. Have a little drink. Just on a side note, for any demonstrator that's watching, I ordered one of these when it came out, and I put this cold water in there, this fizzy water, before I went to bed last night, and it's still cold. Those flasks are amazing. So yeah, back to stamping. So now, using the light shade, I'm going to colour my little dachshund in. I haven't forgotten the tail. I'm just going to use the fine tip pen for that. Okay, so now I'm going to use the dark one. Baz, you haven't used it yet. Oops. Oh, it's honestly, get it out, have a cup of tea in it, go for a walk. It keeps it so hot. Actually, wait for a few hours and then go for a walk, because it keeps it so hot. My husband has stolen it a couple of times when he's gone out for a walk, because it works with hot as well as cold. Just going around the edge now with the dark. I'm going to colour the earring with the dark as well. And then just thinking about where that kind of shading might be. I'm going to add a little bit more in. Elizabeth said, I love this set so much. My daughter's boyfriend has 4 dachshunds. Love them. Oh, what a dream come true. I only have one at the moment, little Dave. He is my absolute companion. I love him. He's brought so much peace to my life. I think he's been so good for us as a family. He's so cute. So we have our cute little dachshund coloured, and then his or her collar is going to be with that Just Jade. So I'm bringing in that colour from that background DSP into our image. Okay. Now, a trick with when you stamp quite flat, I tend to add a little bit of shadow just all the way around the edge of the image, just because I think it makes that image pop a little bit more. So I have a light smoky slate blend, and all I'm doing is I'm going to go round the edge really, really lightly and kind of almost colouring on that line with the light smoky slate. And it just really lifts the image. Oh, I do hope he finishes that jet wash soon. Okay. Just adds a little bit of a shadow behind him or her. And then we've got our sentiment. And this says, hot dog, it's your birthday. So cute. I wonder if Dave would appreciate this for his birthday in a few weeks. Okay, hot dog, it's your birthday. We can now attach our little image to our card. So I'm using some dimensionals to put this on. Be back in a minute. England have taken another wicket. Woohoo! That's good news, Baz. I'll make my husband happy that as well. So we'll pop this on to the front of our card, just like so. Okay. Elizabeth, of course you can, Elizabeth. That would be my pleasure. Make it for him for his birthday. Oh, what a lucky son you have. Sorry, daughter's boyfriend, son-in-law, almost. We're going to stamp onto our scrap the balloon. Now a trick with the balloon, and I'll show you this inside, is with this photopolymer stamp set you can kind of manoeuvre anything that will manoeuvre. So rather than having a straight balloon towel, I am going to just curl that ever so slightly. Can you see that? So that when we stamp our balloon, it's not a clean stamp. It has a little bit of a curve to it. Like so. Okay. So we'll colour this in now. This one is going to be for the front of my card. I'm colouring with the light shade first. And I find with balloons is to leave a little bit of a clear section. Which is where the light will kind of reflect off. And I'm going in with that darker shade and just building up that colour. Like so. Okay. Lovely. So that is my balloon coloured. We're going to cut that tail off now because we're going to create our own balloon towel with some linen thread. I haven't coloured the little bottom of the balloon. I don't want to cut that bit off, do I? Okay. Oh, Bev, your husband's watching cricket. Baz, you're watching it for him. Brilliant. I think mine would be watching cricket if he wasn't at work, but he's probably got some sort of feed going on on his laptop while he's working. It's quite nice that you can finally watch cricket after there not really being much on last year. So now let's create our balloon towel. So I'm going to take some linen thread and I'm going to attach it to the back of my balloon with a dimensional. So this will serve two purposes. This will keep that linen thread in position, and it will also attach our balloon to our card like so. Okay, so that's attached. Now I'm going to leave it on the roll because obviously I don't want to waste too much. So to start with, I'm going to work out where that balloon is going to be attached. He's going to be holding it in his mouth, so I'm just putting a little dot of wet glue there. And then I'm going to lay my linen thread over it and then just hold it in place. I'm using a scoring tool for this. You could use your scissors or the take your pick tool for that, but just hold it in place until it's stuck, okay? And then swirl it round. Okay. And then pop another little bit of glue on the area where you want it to kind of cross over. So swirl that round like so. Hold it in place again. It's better. Wait a second or so. Might be back to junior cricket at the end of March. Oh, the weather will be nice then, Baz, as well. And Sue Johnson, you're watching. Hello, my darling. Okay, so that's now stuck. And then all we do is we cut off balloon tail. And there we have our finished card front with our little dachshund holding a balloon. Very, very cute. So for the inside, I have just done a little bit of layering. Now I think I might not have any more of that green left. Let's have a look. But if not, we can improvise. Let's see what I've got. Thank you, Baz. Great card. Let's see what I've got. I think I've used it all, but that's fine. I've used it, or I must have wiped that piece. So that's fine. We can use the leftover strip from that 6-inch sheet. Okay. I'm going to just trim that down so that it is 14.4 centimetres. Okay. Oh no, let's take it down to 13.9. Okay. And then we'll just give it a little slice in half. This down. A few people saying great card, love this card design, can't wait to be able to craft with you in person again. Oh Baz, I know, wouldn't that be just a dream come true right now? Hopefully not much longer. Okay, so we're popping that in there. So we're carrying on the little theme inside the card. Like so, and then we're going to take a piece of white for our layer. Okay, so I'm going to use this card base. So let's go to 13.4, turn it and go to 9 centimetres. Think about that then. Sorry about that, girls. And then we want one little balloon stamped in the bottom. And Ilsa, oh Ilsa would be lovely, wouldn't it? It was years ago since we last crafted together. And then just put our little balloon in the bottom and we'll quickly colour that in. By all means add another sentiment inside here if you wanted to. And we will get that stuck in down the bottom. Ilsa, right now for looking forward to my hairdresser appointment next Saturday. Oh, I'm so jealous. I am the green-eyed monster right now. I think it will be at least the end of April until my hair appointment can happen. Enjoy every second. Okay, so our finished card design for today has been made using the hot dog stamp set, a firm favourite of mine, not just because I have a dachshund, but because it is so much fun. And we have made a really fun background with our card, for our card using some DSP, and I've just cut it in random strips, and I've added my little stitched scalloped rectangle die from the Stitch So Sweetly set, and we've stamped and coloured in our little dachshund, and then we've got our little balloon that he's holding. I've cut the balloon tails off and used linen thread to attach that, and then inside, in this one we've got a little bit more of that paper cutting, and then in this one we've got a plain piece of DSP behind it. So that's me done for today. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's lovely to spend a bit of time for you and have a little bit of a chat. Ladies, I hope you enjoy the cricket, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. If you have any questions about any of the products or techniques I've used today, please do get in touch. Remember that we've got the celebration promotion running until the end of the month, so just 3 more days left on that. You can earn a free product when you spend £45 or more, and there is that amazing joining deal where you get £180 worth of product for just $99. Any questions about any of that, let me know, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. My next live will be on Monday morning at 10 AM. I'm usually live on Sunday night, but I've got a full day team event on Saturday, so I'm taking Sunday off. Okay, so that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your day and take care. Bye bye for now.